Thomas from Germany. Does the light enter onto only the vessels that were formed by the reflected light?
That were formed?
By the reflected light.
Yes. The light cannot be, as we learned from the restriction, the light cannot enter a vessel which wants it for itself. The light cannot come here. You remember, it's annulled. The pleasure is canceling the will to receive and vice versa. You don't have any more will to receive. This is the consequence from the restriction, the law of the first restriction. But when I'm correcting the vessel, and my purpose is to bestow to others, then the light can pass through me, and from me to other vessels. And whatever is passing here, I'm feeling it. So the more vessels there are, the more vessels that I can bestow to, yeah, the more I can enjoy. Why am I doing this? Oh, you see? Light.
Rosie from UK. Is the study trying to grow our love for everything, to see things from kind of euphoric point of view?
Euphoristic point of view, I don't know. Euphoric is something, very detached from reality. Everything, no, it's not like this.
You probably mean the point that we spoke about a lot, which is there's none else besides him, that you really eventually learn to see that everything comes from him, and you really just learn to see it. And the first step, you don't learn to love it from it, but even in the opposite. The things that happen to you, there were many really cool studies about traumata of people. And people are actually much more traumatized from bad things that happen to them caused by other people than from natural catastrophes. Like, meaning, if I lose people from my family in a catastrophe of nature, I will be much less traumatized than if I'm hit on a subway by someone. And this has a meaning also for us, meaning that the moment you realize that it all comes from the Creator, you will be eventually even more mad, because you will think, like, why does he do all this to me, and why, and this why will not leave you so soon. And no, we're not trying to speak about an euphoric point of view, like everything's great, everything's just love, and you really have to smoke some kind of drugs, I think, to see that this life is so great and everything's good and just fun and cool. But we do try to see the Creator behind everything. It's very different than that.
And to add to this, the Italians, if you tie their hands like this, they cannot speak, because they always speak with the hands. And I learned only to speak with this
with
computer, yes, with the drawing board. So what we're doing, and this is the wisdom of Kabbalah, because Baal Sulam says that the Kabbalah is the means to develop the sense, the recognition of evil. Of what's wrong in us, because there's love, reality. There's reality of total love. Okay, love, 100%. This is equals Bore. There's this reality. Other methods are saying we're here. Let's say you, and you yourself can reach directly this reality. And the Kabbalah is saying something different. You are here. You need to connect with the others, because this reality passes through the others. So let's write here others. And by not succeeding in connecting with them, because you discover more and more that you have, what do you have? You're discovering the egoistic vessel, all of the Malchut, slowly, slowly, even while you're connecting to the others. But what is this vessel? This vessel that you're building by trying to connect with the friends and connect your desires with their desires and with those of the world, then by connecting with everyone, you feel that the entire reality yearns and shouts only for one thing. Love 100% or Boreh. So what you're doing basically in Kabbalah, you are developing the need to attain this reality here. Or in other words, you're building the will, the corrected will to perceive that reality here of Boreh. So what we're doing in our spiritual path is that we're developing this kind of desire, the most precious desire that wasn't created in the beginning, in the purpose of creation, but we're now creating it. We're now shaping it through with all of our forces, with the point in the heart on one side, and the ego on the other side, and the friends, and this is how we're building this.
Great. Sheila from UK. Regarding the entry of the light into the vessels, how do we know or feel these changes and distinguish between them?
The only states that we can discern is for the friends or against the friends. This is one thing. Second thing, according to our obstructions that we are receiving. I want to connect more to the friends, and I have obstructions. I have disturbances. I have obstacles in order to do so. They could be inner obstacles, or they could be something, external. I want to come to a meeting with the friends, and it's raining like, I don't know. And these obstructions and these states which I'm passing, for the friends, against the friends, connecting, disconnecting, these are the signs that I'm advancing. Also, the best sign to see if I'm advancing is how much the friends or the connection or this goal is important to me. And it doesn't matter that tomorrow it can be I don't care about it, but I know that it's a state. I know that it's an abstraction. And then I'm increasing and I feel that more and more the friends are becoming dear to me. There are many, many signs, but more or less this is the sign. And for us, one thing can be, now the Congress, how much is it important for me to be there? This is a good sign that I'm advancing.
Yes, also I would just add to that you cannot, in the state we are in right now, we don't feel the light itself, like entering and going out of our vessels. But all we do is the encounter of our ego with the light. And sometimes you will go through very dark states and sometimes through very euphoric states. It doesn't say anything about the amount of light that is there. And sometimes it's even opposite. You should try to make yourself independent of the states you're going through. This is very important. Dora from Hungary asks, how can we see that the light increases our vessels?
It's the same question. It's the same answer, I think, also as we answered to Sheila, it was?
Yes.
Same answer. Through your states concerning the friends and the goal.
Yes. And also just to add, because before the Congress, we had this example already, we spoke about it, that after the Congress, after you really, you will unite with other vessels of other friends, it may be that after the Congress you experience a greater darkness or a greater bad feelings that you experienced before, just because your vessel actually became bigger, and it's now empty after the Congress. So it's you will go through many stages, and it's better to get prepared for that.
But also back then I added, and I want to add now, it's not an emptiness that you are like in this world that you are getting into depression.
Yes.
Or but it's an emptiness that you feel now, or this darkness is in relation to the light that you felt in the Congress,
Yes.
that you feel that you need more the friends now. You need this connection, and then you're returning to Dora, to Hungary, okay? And you feel that you need this environment. But then we will have this course together where we will be all connected through webcams. This is one of the parts in the Congress when we will explain how to connect, how to utilize this format which is called Team Talk 4, where we will all hear each other, see each other, and we will begin to work together. So we will create a virtual environment which will enable us to feel much more closely each other and to work together.
Yes. Frank from Argentina. How much light do I have to refuse in order to feel that I'm granting?
That you are granting, that you are giving,
that you're bestowing, yes.
All of the light for yourself. This is what, if you remember, the Parzuf is doing. First, rejecting the entire light. 100% of direct light, which is coming to me, I'm doing restriction. Nothing for myself. I want to be in touch with the Creator. And then I need to see how can I work with my desires in order to enjoy what the Creator is giving me, but with the intention for the Creator, to bestow to Him, to give contentment to Him. This is the work.
Emil from Bulgaria and John from UK asked more or less the same question. Are all those processes that we have drawn in the last lectures automatic, or does the creature do them? Who does the action, the creator or the creature? And also John from UK asks, are we working with our will to receive, or is the creator working with it?
So there is only one, there is a difference, you know, because we have two realities that Bala Sulam is speaking about. If you remember the three stages or phases of creation, this is the first, our world and final correction. So from up to bottom, everything is controlled by the light, all of the states, by the direct light. Everything is controlled. And also here, all of the development of the will to receive, you remember, in the 6 forms of will to receive, is developed. And only from here, when we have the point in the heart, and we met Bnei Baruch, Bibi. Now going up from bottom to up, we have our freedom of choice. In what? In increasing our desire, in asking from the Creator, from the light, because in this reality here, the light is not working unless we're asking. So always drawing the upper light, always asking from the upper light to connect us even more, to increase our desire for spirituality. This reality is developing itself by our, what we call prayer. That's it.
Cool.
We can write your
John.
You can write your John.
The eternal John.
Corrected,
John. Okay, Rosie asks a question repeatedly. She asks, maybe this is the last question for today, I guess. Rosie asks, do the 10 altruists in the world also undergo purification? And beforehand, she asked also, can altruists, like natural altruists, attain the Malchut?
First of all, I just want to show the corrected John. You see?
He looks good.
Look at the corrected John. John corrected, Idest. He uses Facebook. You see? This will happen in the final correction. But returning to the question...
He uses the corrected Facebook.
The corrected Facebook. Let's go to the other question of Rosie. It all depends. What do you mean by altruists? Altruists like in this world? You know, altruists in this world, they have same system as us, which is called ego, only that they enjoy, the intention is to enjoy. What do they enjoy? A certain form of the ego, which is, by action, is to give, I don't know, to the polar bears, to the rainforests, to the hungry in, I don't know, Africa. What else do they do?
Lots of useless stuff.
We're not canceling that, but we are only looking at the intention. We're giving it, or less, with our actions. We're giving, charity, many, many things, but where is our intention? So these altruists are basically the same as us in this world. Oops. Just, this is the mechanism which is working. And so they cannot attain the malchut, the other desires, because they are not connecting to other desires. It's not something outside of myself. I just want to use this last minute that we have to say something. Also, Jessica once wrote us a letter about it, and I want to explain it. Again, we're not canceling or looking down at things. We're really respecting everything which, if someone has a good intention to give charity, to bestow, to help animals or suffering people in Africa, India, whatever, everything is good. Yet we're speaking about a reality of intention. And where you don't have the intention to bestow, where you don't correct the will to receive, the problem is that with all of these actions, they are bringing to the opposite at the end. Why? Because the purpose, and this is what Baal HaSulam explains in the articles like the giving of the Torah or the essence of religion and its purpose, that the purpose of this reality is not the connection between us. The connection between us is only means for what? To reveal the Creator. And it's the same, but the purpose is to reveal the Creator. And you can see, as Baal HaSulam is giving examples, like nations like Russia that tried, to do this socialism, and it not only failed, but it was a fiasco. It was a total catastrophe. Why? Because there wasn't the purpose of creation. There wasn't the Creator there. So we can see that every attempt to connect the Babylon Tower, whatever, fails because you don't put the Creator inside.
Yeah, I just want to add on that, because I said all these useless things. They're really not useless, but the problem about them is that we live in a very integral world. Like our body, like in our body, things are very interconnected with each other. So are they in the world that we're living in. And when you try to put all your strength to correct one symptom, you may damage the whole system sometimes, when you just do it with not with the right intention and not respecting the whole as a system. So yes, social activism is great, and anything you try to help other people in society we live in is great, but never forget about the whole and never forget about the intention. This is really the point.
And just to summarize it, like I'm used to do in a drawing, because otherwise I cannot express myself. I'm speaking with my kids, in drawing. Hi, how are you? And I'm drawing something. Look, this is the will to receive. This is this world. We don't need to touch nothing here. Nothing. The only thing that we need to correct is the intention. Why we're doing things. Only that. If we will do it, and this requires education to the entire humanity, but a real education, how to change the intention, this will correct everything here. Everything which is wrong here. You cannot correct nothing with the hands and legs and governmental fundings and programs of economy. We see. Because the only thing that we need to correct is the intention within the heart of the person. That's it. Correct the intention to bestow to the Creator, and you will correct the whole reality.
On this positive note,
See you in our
see you
next
tonight.
session.